Water. The most vital force of life. And the most terrifying. For thousands of years, stories of a catastrophic flood have surged through our myths, sacred texts, and oral traditions. They speak of divine judgment. Of survival against impossible odds. Of civilization reborn from destruction. But could there be truth behind the myth? Could a real cataclysm have inspired stories told from Babylon to Bolivia? These stories may be ancient, but their echoes are timeless. From tribal chants to holy scriptures, the deluge has been a defining tale in our shared human memory. The oldest known flood story comes from Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq. In the Epic of Gilgamesh, dated to around 2100 BCE, the gods decide to destroy humanity with a great flood. But one god, Ea, secretly warns a man named Utnapishtim. He builds a vast boat, brings aboard his family, craftsmen, and animals. The flood lasts for days. When it subsides, the boat rests on a mountain. Sound familiar? This tale, carved in cuneiform on ancient clay tablets, predates the biblical flood by centuries. It reveals a cultural memory so strong, it transcends empires. In the book of Genesis, God sees the wickedness of man and brings a flood to cleanse the earth. Noah, blameless in his generation, is chosen to build an ark, 300 cubits long, 50 wide, and 30 high. After 40 days and nights of rain, the waters prevail for 150 days. And then, land. A dove returns with an olive leaf. The covenant is sealed with a rainbow. The story is sacred but strikingly similar to older Mesopotamian accounts. Coincidence, or inheritance? When Zeus grows angry with humankind, he sends a deluge to wipe them out. Prometheus warns his son, Deucalion, and his wife, Pyrrha. They survive in a chest and drift for 9 days and nights until the waters recede. To repopulate the earth, they cast stones over their shoulders, stones that transform into people. Even here, the themes are familiar: judgment, escape, and rebirth. The flood cleanses the world. And from it, humanity begins again. In the ancient Hindu text the Sathapatha Brahmana, Manu saves a small fish from danger. The fish grows, and reveals itself as Lord Vishnu. The fish warns him of a coming flood. Manu builds a boat, ties it to the fish's horn, and survives the cosmic deluge. From Manu is born the new age of humanity. From Vishnu's horn to Noah's dove, the message remains: salvation is granted to the wise and the good. In ancient Chinese mythology, a great flood ravages the world. A demigod tries to stop it using divine soil, but fails. His son, Yu the Great, spends 13 years dredging canals to control the waters. This tale marks the origin of China's first legendary dynasty, the Xia. Here, the flood is not just punishment, it's a call to civilize. Yu's engineering saves the people, and a dynasty is born. In Aztec mythology, the gods created and destroyed the world 4 times. We now live in the 5th sun. One of these past worlds was ended by water. Only 2 people survived, by hiding inside a hollow tree. Across oceans, across time, echoes of the same event, or the same fear. In Aboriginal Australia, the rainbow serpent floods the land to reshape it. In Africa, the Manda people speak of a deluge from the heavens. In Polynesia, flood myths stretch across thousands of islands, with stories of boats, survival, and rebirth. From the deserts to the jungles to the waves of the Pacific, the flood is everywhere. It is a story not told once, but endlessly repeated. Despite the distance between cultures, flood myths share astonishing similarities. Consider these elements. A warning from a divine or wise being. A chosen person or family. A boat or vessel. Pairs of animals or sacred items preserved. A mountaintop landing. A new beginning. Why do these stories resonate across the world? Are they archetypes of the human psyche? Or distant echoes of a forgotten catastrophe? So if these myths are more than just metaphors, what might they be based on? Let's explore the science behind the stories. Around 11,700 years ago, the Earth entered the Holocene epoch. Glaciers melted. Sea levels surged, rising more than 400 feet globally. Entire coastlines disappeared beneath the waves. What was once land, became seabed. Could ancient humans have witnessed these changes? And passed them down through myth? In the late 1990s, scientists proposed a dramatic theory. They believed the Black Sea was once a freshwater lake, cut off from the Mediterranean. Then, around 5,600 BCE, rising seas breached the Bosporus. Saltwater cascaded in with a force 200 times that of Niagara Falls. Villages may have been swallowed overnight. Could this be the real-world origin of the flood stories in Mesopotamia? Some researchers believe comet impacts or undersea earthquakes could explain sudden deluges. In Madagascar, scientists found massive boulders tossed far inland, possible evidence of a prehistoric megatsunami. And could the Younger Dryas impact hypothesis, suggesting a cosmic impact around 12,800 years ago, have unleashed global flooding? These are controversial ideas. But they ask us to look at myth not as fiction but as fossilized memory. Indigenous traditions can preserve real events across thousands of years. Studies of Aboriginal songlines and Polynesian navigation confirm incredible feats of cultural memory. Could ancient flood memories, amplified by generations, have been encoded into myth? Myth may not be literal truth, but it may hold real truths. In our search for the truth behind these ancient flood stories, we turn to the Earth itself. Archaeological evidence often provides the missing link between myth and reality. But what do the excavations reveal? In Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization, there is one area that stands out, the city of U. This Sumerian city, home to the legendary king Gilgamesh, lies on the banks of the Euphrates River. Archaeologists have uncovered signs of multiple catastrophic flooding events in this region. Evidence of sudden, massive inundations that could very well have inspired the tale of the Great Flood. At the site, researchers found the remains of a massive wall, likely built to protect the city from floods. Some believe this structure was a direct response to recurring deluges that threatened their livelihood. Moving to the shores of the Black Sea, we encounter more compelling evidence. As mentioned earlier, the Black Sea Deluge hypothesis suggests that a rapid and catastrophic flooding event took place around 5,600 BCE. Archaeological studies support this theory. Underwater excavations have revealed ancient villages submerged beneath the Black Sea, preserved by the saltwater. These sites date back to the time when the Bosporus Strait breached. Could these submerged settlements be the lost cities remembered in flood myths? In Turkey, another fascinating discovery emerges from the depths of time. Göbekli Tepe, a megalithic site built over 12,000 years ago, predates many known ancient civilizations. Its massive stone pillars, arranged in intricate patterns, point to a civilization with deep knowledge of the cosmos. But more intriguing is the site's age. Could this site have been abandoned due to a catastrophic event, a flood that shaped ancient oral traditions? The evidence of ritualistic practices and animal depictions found at Göbekli Tepe suggests a world on the brink of destruction. In the Indus Valley, archaeologists have uncovered evidence of large-scale urban planning, with cities like Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro once flourishing along the banks of the Indus River. But these cities were suddenly abandoned. Some scholars argue that floods, along with shifting river courses, may have played a key role in the disappearance of the Indus Valley civilization. Could the devastation caused by these floods have been etched into the collective memory of the people, later manifesting as flood myths? we also find evidence of flooding in the American Southwest. In the deserts of Arizona, New Mexico, and Utah, ancient Puebloan structures reveal signs of erosion, water damage, and ancient river flooding. The Pueblo people, who inhabited these areas for thousands of years, passed down oral traditions that describe the world's destruction by water. Could these flood stories be rooted in events that forced their ancestors to abandon settlements and seek refuge in the cliffs and canyons? These environmental changes may be recorded in the layers of their sacred myths. Flood myths are not confined to a single region or civilization. Across the world, we find traces of once great rivers and seas that swallowed civilizations, leaving only their stories behind. From the Nile in Egypt to the Mississippi in America, flood events were common throughout ancient history. And as we piece together the archaeological evidence, the picture becomes clearer. The Great Flood may not be a single event but a collective memory of a world reshaped by water. Beyond the scientific evidence and archaeological digs, the flood myth weaves through every corner of human mythology. But what does this myth truly represent? Is it a cosmic event? Or catastrophic event resulting from natural phenomena? Or a warning from the gods? Or perhaps a metaphor for human resilience? The right answer to this question is still a mystery to us.